"Where the hell have you been, you slut?" But he had no idea what was waiting on New Year's Eve. "Where are you dragging yourself, you pig? My family's been hungry for an hour and the holiday dinner table isn't set yet. And don't forget to buy everyone presents," her husband bellowed into the phone on New Year's Eve, not yet knowing the surprise that was waiting for him. "Welcome to Betty's Stories. I share new life stories here every day, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and liked my video. Now let's jump back into my story. I'm sure you'll love it if you keep listening till the end." It was New Year's Eve, 5:45 in the evening. Maya was standing in the endless line at the big box grocery store, clutching 2 heavy baskets of groceries to her chest, and she could feel her legs trembling from exhaustion. Her phone vibrated in her jacket pocket, and already knowing who it was, she slowly pulled it out. Omar flashed on the screen. She put the receiver to her ear. "Where are you dragging yourself, you pig?" came her husband's voice, rough with anger. "My family's been hungry for an hour and the holiday dinner table isn't set yet. And don't forget to buy everyone presents." Maya listened in silence as he went on ranting about how worthless she was, what a useless homemaker she'd become, and how his mother had been right about her all along. People in line turned around. Some looked at her with sympathy, others with curiosity. Maya didn't answer. She just stared at a spot in front of her and thought that this New Year's would be the last one she would ring in as Omar's wife. But to understand why that thought brought her not fear, but a strange, almost physical sense of relief, she had to go back several years to the time when it all began. Maya Davis was born in a smaller southern town about 300 miles from Atlanta, in a family where love was shown through actions, not just words. Her father, Darren Hayes, worked as an engineer at the local manufacturing plant. Her mother, Valerie Hayes, taught English literature and composition at the high school. They were never rich, but their home was always filled with warmth and mutual respect. Maya grew up as an only child, which was unusual for the time. Her mother couldn't have any more children after a difficult birth, so all of her parents' love was focused on her. But this didn't make her spoiled. On the contrary, she understood from childhood that she had to earn everything in life herself. Maya did well in school, though she wasn't always top of her class. She excelled in the humanities, especially literature and history. She devoured the books her mother brought home from the school library and dreamed of one day moving to a big city, seeing the world that seemed so vast and interesting from the window of their small, third-floor apartment in the brick building complex. After high school, Maya enrolled in the College of Education at the State University in the county seat. Her parents were proud, though the parting was tough on everyone. Her mother cried on the platform. Her father hugged his daughter tight and whispered, "You got this, baby girl, you're strong." And she did get through it. She lived in a dorm room, tutored on the side so she wouldn't have to ask her parents for extra money, and studied conscientiously. By her junior year, she realized that teaching wasn't exactly her calling, but she finished her degree with honors because she was determined to see things through. After college, Maya moved back to her hometown and started working as an elementary school teacher. The job was demanding, but she found purpose in it. The children loved her, and the parents respected her. She was strict but fair, a teacher who never raised her voice at students and knew how to explain the hardest subject so that every child understood. Time passed. Maya turned 25, then 27, then 29. Her friends started getting married and having babies one after the other, but she was still single. It wasn't that she didn't have admirers. She did, but they all seemed somehow small to her. Not physically, of course. She just didn't feel the spark she'd read about in books when she was around them. Her mother began gently bringing up the subject of starting a family. "Maya, you'll be 30 soon," she'd say over Sunday dinner. "I was already rocking you at your age." Maya brushed it off, but deep down she knew time is passing and I'm still alone. And then Omar came along. They met at a mutual friend's birthday party. Maya was 31, and she had almost resigned herself to the idea of staying single. Omar immediately stood out from the crowd, tall, broad-shouldered, with dark hair and a charming smile. He worked as a project manager for a construction firm, made good money, and drove a nice SUV. He approached her first, offered her a drink, and started a conversation. He talked eagerly and at length about himself, his work, and his future plans. Maya listened, nodded, and occasionally offered a comment. After the party, he offered to drive her home. Maya accepted. At her apartment building, he kissed her hand and asked for her number. The courtship began. Omar called every day, sent flowers to her job, and invited her out to nice restaurants and the movies. He was generous with compliments and gifts. Maya felt like the heroine of a romantic movie. Finally, she thought, a real man has finally shown up in my life. Her parents were thrilled, especially her mother. "Such a solid man," she exclaimed. "You can tell he's serious, reliable. You'll be safe with him." Her father was more reserved. But one time when he and Maya were alone in the kitchen, her father said, "Baby girl, don't rush things. Get to know him better. Something about him just doesn't sit right with me." Maya didn't take his words seriously. Her father was always overly cautious. 6 months into their relationship, Omar proposed. It happened in a crowded restaurant. Maya was moved to tears. She said, "Yes." They had a wedding 3 months later, modest but beautiful. But even at the wedding, the first red flag appeared, one that Maya chose to ignore. Omar's mother, Zoe Price, a short, heavy woman with a sharp gaze, sat all evening with her lips pressed tight. She criticized everything, from the venue and the food to Maya's relatives. When it came time for the traditional toast from the groom's parents, Zoe Price stood up and said, "Well, Omar, you've made your choice. Let's see what kind of homemaker she turns out to be. We can only hope that Maya lives up to our expectations." Maya looked at Omar, expecting him to defend her, but he just smirked and said, "Mom, really, let's just drink to the happy couple." After the wedding, Maya moved into Omar's place, a small one-bedroom apartment. Omar assured her they would soon save up for a place of their own. The first few months of marriage were happy, but gradually something began to shift. One day, Omar came home and grumbled, "Not this pasta again. Don't you know how to cook anything else?" Maya was taken aback. Omar interrupted her, saying, "I liked a lot of things before. Whatever, I'm hungry. Let's just eat." Then came another incident when Maya wanted to visit her parents. Omar frowned, asking, "You're going to them again? We were just there last weekend." When Maya corrected him that it had been 3 weeks ago, he complained, "So what? I wanted us to spend the day together, maybe take a drive out of town, but you're always running off to your parents. Are they children? Can't they manage without you?" Maya called her parents and said she would come the following week. About a year into their marriage, Maya's maternal grandmother, Francesca Hayes, passed away. Omar refused to go to the funeral, claiming, "I have an important client meeting. Work is work. Your parents will be there. Why do I need to be?" Maya went alone. She returned home broken. Omar was sitting in the kitchen eating dinner and told her, "Your mother called you. Something about the will." Maya learned that her grandmother had left the condo to her. The will clearly stated, "I bequeath my condo located at address to my granddaughter, Maya Davis." Her mother was supportive, saying, "Mom always loved you especially, and it's right. Your father and I have our house, and you and Omar can use it." When Maya told Omar, his eyes gleamed with greed. He suggested, "We can sell it, add my savings, and finally get a nice 3-bedroom in a new neighborhood, or maybe even upgrade my SUV." Maya felt something clench inside her. "Omar," she said slowly, "I don't want to sell Grandma's condo. It's a memory of her. I grew up going there." He argued, "What do you mean you don't want to, Maya? This is a practical decision. Why do we need 2 apartments?" Maya replied quietly but firmly, "That condo is mine. It was willed specifically to me, and I want us to move in and live there." Omar saw something new in her eyes and stopped arguing, growling, "Still, fine. Do whatever you want." They moved into her grandmother's condo a month later. Maya stood her ground for the first time in their marriage, openly contradicting her husband when he criticized the outdated decor. Time went on. Maya and Omar had no children. After Maya learned she had health problems that would require treatment, Omar reacted with poorly concealed irritation. Once, in the middle of a fight, he snapped, "A normal woman would have had kids by now, but you—" Maya ran the household, paid the utilities, and bought groceries, mostly with her own money. When she suggested they start a joint account, Omar winced, saying, "Maya, are you saying I don't contribute enough to the family? I have expenses you don't understand, and I have to help my mother." Omar's mother, Zoe Price, gradually began to show up at their home more and more often arriving unannounced with a spare key Omar had given her. She would settle into the condo as if she owned the place, immediately checking for dust and criticizing the food. "Oh, Omar, she's starving you. Let me make you some real Southern food." Nothing Maya did was ever right. Omar never defended his wife, either staying silent or supporting his mother. One day, Maya snapped. "Omar," she said when they were alone, "I can't do this anymore. Your mother humiliates me in my own home." Omar scoffed. "Your home? Are you the only one living here? This condo is in my name, legally my property, and I have the right to feel comfortable here." He stepped closer, his face crimson, and hissed, "Listen to me and remember it once and for all. You are my wife, and that means everything you have is ours, and my mother will come here whenever she wants. You got that?" Maya turned away. That night, the thought flashed through her mind, what if I just leave? The next few years blurred into a gray monotony. Maya stopped trying to change the situation. Her parents noticed the change. Her mother tried to talk to her, asking, "Maya, is everything okay? You seem off." Her father remained silent, but one day said, "Remember that we're always here for you, no matter what." A year after that conversation, her father passed away, a sudden heart attack. At the funeral, Omar remained distant. On the drive home, he said, "Great, now your mother is going to be leaning on us. She'll be whining about being lonely and abandoned." After her father's death, something shifted in Maya. She woke up one morning and suddenly realized, "I cannot live like this anymore." She started acting cautiously. She secretly put the condo's legal documents into a safe deposit box and started saving money by transferring a portion of her paycheck to a separate account. She started reading books on psychology and self-development, learning that what was happening was called emotional abuse. Then, the new school principal, Elena Miller, offered Maya the position of assistant principal for curriculum and instruction. When Maya told Omar, he was against it. "Oh, that's just what we need," he scoffed. "You're already at work constantly, and now what? You won't ever be home. Who's going to cook? Clean?" Maya replied quietly, "I'll find time for everything." He insisted, "You don't need to be building a career. A woman should be taking care of the house, not running off to meetings." Maya looked at him and realized she didn't care what he thought. "I'm accepting the offer," she said, and walked out of the room. For the first time in years, she had made a decision without consulting him. The job was wonderful, and Maya blossomed. At home, things got worse. Omar became more irritable, and his mother started visiting almost every weekend, criticizing Maya's cooking, inedible garbage, and how she managed the house. But Maya had built an internal wall and did things her own way. In the evenings, she would sit and plan a future that perhaps wouldn't have a place for this man. Maya turned 39 when her mother, Valerie Hayes, passed away from late-stage cancer. In her last days, her mother whispered, "Maya, promise me you will be happy, truly happy. You deserve it. Promise me. Don't waste your life on a man who doesn't value you." "I promise, Mom," Maya whispered. Omar skipped the funeral, claiming an important business trip. Standing by her parents' graves, Maya felt a strange clarity. She realized her mother had given her one last lesson, the lesson of not postponing life. Maya inherited her parents' apartment and rented it out, adding the money to her secret account. When Omar heard about the inheritance, he again demanded they sell both properties. "No," Maya answered flatly. I mean exactly that. It is my inheritance, and I will decide what to do with it. Omar hissed. Now you're really getting out of line. Did you forget who's in charge here? Maya looked him in the eye calmly. No one is in charge here. We are husband and wife, or we should be equal partners. But you, it seems, don't understand that. A final push came a week before New Year's Eve. Omar came home drunk and announced he was inviting everyone over for New Year's, including his mother, brother, and family. Maya froze. What do you mean you're going to invite them? We didn't discuss this. He replied, What is there to discuss? It's my house, my family. This is my house, Maya said quietly but firmly. The condo is in my name. Omar spat out, How many years are you going to sing that my condo song to me? I'm sick of it. As long as we're married, everything is shared. Period. So get ready for the party. I'll give you the guest list tomorrow. Maya made her final decision that night. No, enough is enough. She visited her lawyer, who confirmed the condo was her personal property and that she could ask Omar to leave at any moment. If he refuses, call the police. They are obligated to assist you. On New Year's Eve morning, Omar's mother, Zoe, arrived early with Omar's brother, Victor Jenkins, his wife, Sylvia, and their 2 sons. Zoe immediately started criticizing the groceries Maya had prepared, saying, Is this all the cold cuts? Not enough. Get some more cheese, too. I know what Omar needs. Maya calmly replied, I know what Omar needs. Later, when more items were supposedly missing, Omar, sprawling on the couch, declared, Someone needs to go to the store. Maya suggested, Then you go. Omar stared at her as if she were an alien. What? Are you crazy? Am I a woman to run errands at the store? Zoe intervened, telling Maya to hurry up. Maya silently left. She was standing in the checkout line when Omar called. Where are you dragging yourself, you pig? Came his roar. My family's been hungry for an hour and the holiday dinner table isn't set yet. And don't forget to buy everyone presents. Maya listened in silence. Omar ordered her to buy 3 bottles of sparkling wine and be home in half an hour. Maya looked at the clock, 5:45, and smiled. She sent a short text to her old friend Kesha. Hey, happy almost New Year's. I'm getting divorced today. We'll tell you all about it later. Kesha replied. Finally, it's about damn time. Stay strong, I've got your back. Maya paid for the groceries, put them back in the car trunk, and locked the car. She walked upstairs, gently stroking the safe deposit box key in her purse. She opened the door and walked into the living room. Zoe immediately snapped, Well, finally. We're starving to death here, and she's out strolling. Where are the bags? Omar didn't look up from his phone. In the car, Maya replied calmly. Omar jumped up, his face red with fury. Are you out of your mind? That's all the food for the party. It'll freeze. Omar got close to her and demanded, Now you're going downstairs, bringing everything up and starting dinner in the next 5 minutes, as you should. Clear? Maya did not look away. No, it's not clear, she said, because that's not going to happen. The confrontation began. Maya stated clearly, I am no longer going to tolerate it. Tolerate you and your relatives. That's all. Zoe leaped up, screaming, She is insulting us in our own home. Maya turned to Zoe. Excuse me, Zoe, but this is my home, my condo. It was willed to me by my grandmother and is in my name. You are guests here. Or rather, you were guests. Omar grabbed her shoulder. You're my wife. Everything you have is ours. Maya calmly removed his hand. No, Omar, it's not ours. This condo was inherited by me before or during the marriage. By law, it is my personal property. You have absolutely no rights to it. Victor stepped forward, but Maya announced, After the holidays, I am filing for divorce. Omar's voice cracked. Are you joking? No, I am absolutely serious. Our marriage is over. I'm tired of being a maid in my own house. I'm tired of your indifference, your crudeness, your contempt. She concluded, Today you called me a pig in front of everyone in the line at the grocery store. That was the last straw. I will not allow anyone, do you hear me, anyone to treat me that way again. Omar pleaded to talk alone, but Maya shook her head. No, Omar, it's too late, much too late. Victor tried to intervene, but Maya spoke calmly, her voice laced with steel. I'm asking all of you to leave, including you, your wife and children, and your mother and Omar. Victor raised his hand, but Omar stopped him. Maya took out her phone. I'm not kidding. Any attempt to use force against me and I'm calling the police. This condo is my property and I have every right to ask you to leave it. Zoe burst into loud sobs, calling Maya a snake. Maya checked the time. It's 6:30. I am giving you 1 hour to pack. You must all be out of the condo by 7:30. No exceptions. Omar was also told to go. As they packed, Omar asked, I don't understand why this has to be now. Why on New Year's Eve? Maya replied, because today you called me a pig in front of everyone for the very last time. At 7:45, they were ready. Zoe hissed that Maya would regret this and end up alone. Omar, looking bewildered, turned back to Maya on the threshold. I'm sorry for everything. Maya said nothing. She watched the door close and the lock click shut. Only then did she allow herself to cry tears of relief. She cried for all the humiliations she had endured. When the tears stopped, she looked in the mirror and smiled at her reflection. Happy New Year, Maya Davis, she said out loud, to a new life. She found a frozen dinner, her favorite kind, which she bought secretly because Omar considered it poor people food. She set a small table by the window and lit a candle. At 9:30, she raised her glass to freedom. At midnight, the countdown began. Maya closed her eyes and made a simple wish, to be happy, truly happy, as her mother had asked. As fireworks exploded outside, she stood by the window, truly happy for the first time in years. Happy New Year, Mom, she whispered. Happy New Year, Dad. I kept my promise. On January 1st, Omar called wanting to talk. Maya paused, then told him to come over on January 3rd at 2 Hasenyo. She used the 2 days to prepare all the divorce papers with her lawyer. The lawyer confirmed the condo was her personal property and advised her to call the police immediately if Omar threatened her. On January 3rd, Omar arrived. Maya placed the folder of divorce documents between them. She laid out all the arrangements, and Omar listened in silence. You've already decided everything, he finally said. Yes. And nothing can change it? No. He admitted, I was a bad husband. I'm sorry. He signed the papers saying, I agree. When Maya asked why he wasn't arguing, he said bitterly, What's the point? You're right. Right about everything. I was a lousy husband. We ruined 10 years of your life. I was the one who made you that way. Unhappy, defeated. He added, You're beautiful. Now. I mean, you're practically glowing. That's because I'm finally free. 6 months later, the court finalized the divorce. Maya started planning her dream of opening a bakery. She enrolled in pastry courses. Her French instructor praised her. You have a feel for it. That is rare. Technique can be taught, but a feel for it cannot. A year later, Maya's bake shop opened. It was small and cozy, just as she had dreamed. Kesha told her, You make people happy. That's worth a lot. Maya looked at the sign with her name on it and smiled. 10 years of budgeting, 1 year of mistake, and a whole life that was finally her own.